They say a man who marries a proud woman is inviting war into his home. But Ade didn't listen. He was blinded by beauty, consumed by love, enchanted by everything she represented. Success, elegance, confidence. Until the day pride walked into his mother's kitchen. Until the day he realized that the woman he married had forgotten the most sacred truth. That respect is not earned by titles or beauty, but by the humility of the heart. This is a story about a proud bride, a humble mother, and a punishment no one expected. A lesson that changed everything. Before we begin this story, can I ask for a small favor? This story took days to create. Every line written with heart. Every scene edited with care. Every emotion crafted to touch your soul. It costs you nothing to support me, but your support means everything. So please, take a second to like this video, subscribe if you haven't yet, check the video description for my ebooks and comment your location below. I'd love to know where in the world my amazing viewers are watching from. I read every single comment and I'll be giving heartfelt shoutouts in the next video. Lagos, the economic heartbeat of Nigeria, where glass towers kiss the sky and ambition flows through the streets, like the eternal traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge. This is where age built his empire. A young man, barely 32, who clawed his way from nothing to something. From the red dust of his village to the marble floors of his own company. Import-export, real estate, investments. The kind of success that makes mothers in the village say, "See what God has done." And when success came, so did she. Lara, tall, elegant. A first-class graduate from the University of Lagos. Skin like polished mahogany. Eyes that could freeze a man's thoughts mid-sentence. She worked in marketing at a multinational firm, drove her own car, paid her own bills. She was the kind of woman who turned heads in any room she entered, not just because of her beauty, but because of her confidence. The kind of confidence that said, "I bow to no one." I'd met her at a business conference. She was presenting. He was mesmerized. 6 months later, he proposed. 3 months after that, they were married in a ceremony that made blogs and Instagram feeds explode with envy. White roses everywhere, a live band, a cake taller than most men, bridesmaids in emerald green, groomsmen sharp as blades. It was the kind of wedding people would talk about for years. And in the midst of all that golden light, all that laughter and champagne, there was one woman who sat quietly in the corner, watching, smiling gently, praying silently. Mama Ade, a widow from the village, a woman whose hands had known only labor, washing clothes in the river, pounding yam under the scorching sun, selling akara by the roadside to send her only son to school. Her wrapper was faded, her headscarf simple. She didn't understand the English words the pastor spoke at the wedding. But she understood love. She understood sacrifice. And she understood that the greatest gift she could give her son was her blessing. So she prayed. And she smiled. Even when Lara's friends whispered loud enough for her to hear, "Is that his mother? She looks so local." After the wedding, the couple settled into Ade's beautiful home in Lekki. 5 bedrooms, a pool, a view of the lagoon. Everything gleamed with newness. And for the first few weeks, it was paradise. Lara redecorated. Ade worked. They went to beach clubs on weekends. They hosted friends. They posted pictures. They were the perfect modern couple. But then Mama Ade came to visit. Ade had insisted. Mama, come stay with us for a while. Let me take care of you. You've suffered enough. And because a mother can never refuse her son's love, she came. With one small bag. With her Bible. With her quiet spirit. At first, Lara smiled. She hugged Mama Ade at the door. She said, "Welcome, Mama. Our home is your home." But her eyes said something different. Her eyes said, "How long will you stay?" The first week, Lara maintained appearances. She greeted Mama Ade in the mornings. She sat at the table during meals. She even laughed at Ade's stories about his childhood. But when Ade left for work, the mask slipped. Mama Ade would wake early, habit from decades of village life, and go to the kitchen to cook. She didn't want to be a burden. She wanted to help. She made jollof rice the way Ade loved it. She fried plantains golden and sweet. She boiled yams and prepared pepper soup that could cure any sickness of the body or soul. But Lara saw it differently. One morning, Lara walked into the kitchen and found Mama Ade stirring a pot of beans. The aroma filled the entire house. Mama Ade turned, smiling. "Good morning, my daughter. I'm making your favorite, beans and plantain." Lara's face remained stone. "Mama, this is my kitchen." Mama Ade's smile faltered. I just wanted to help." "Help? By making me feel like a stranger in my own home?" Lara opened the fridge, grabbed a bottle of water, and walked out without another word. Mama Ade stood there, wooden spoon in hand, confusion clouding her eyes. She had raised a son who became a king. She thought she had gained a daughter, but what she found was a wall too high to climb. Later that day, Lara called her own mother. Ade could hear her voice through the bedroom door. "Mommy, I can't do this. She's everywhere. She wakes up before me. She cooks. She cleans. She's trying to take over my house. I didn't marry a village family. I married Ade." Her mother's response was muffled, but Lara's reply was clear. "No, Mommy, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just setting boundaries. This is 2023, not 1973. Marriage is partnership, not servitude." Ade heard everything. His jaw tightened, his fists clenched, but he said nothing. Not yet. He told himself, she'll change. She just needs time to adjust. But time didn't change Lara. It only emboldened her. Small disrespects became routine. Lara stopped greeting Mama Ade properly in the mornings. Just a quick nod as she rushed out the door. She stopped sitting at the table when Mama Ade served food. "I'll eat in my room," she'd say, taking her plate and disappearing. One evening, Mama Ade prepared pounded yam and egusi soup, Ade's absolute favorite. She called everyone to the table. Ade sat down, his face lighting up. "Mama, this smells like home." Lara sat down too, but her expression was sour. She took one bite and grimaced. "It's too oily. And why does it smell so strongly of palm oil? I can barely breathe." Mama Ade's face fell. I can make something else." "No, don't bother. I'll just order something." Lara pulled out her phone and ordered sushi. Ade's fork froze midway to his mouth. He looked at his wife. He looked at his mother. And he saw the hurt in Mama Ade's eyes. The kind of hurt that doesn't scream but whispers. The kind that burrows deep. Still, he said nothing. Because he loved them both. And he foolishly believed love was enough. But pride doesn't respect love. Pride consumes it. 3 weeks into Mama Ade's stay, everything changed. It was a Saturday morning. Mama Ade had been up since 5, cleaning the compound, washing clothes by hand because she didn't trust the washing machine, sweeping the veranda. By noon, she was exhausted. She sat down in the living room, her breathing shallow, her face glistening with sweat. Lara walked past her without a glance, phone pressed to her ear, laughing about brunch plans with her friends. Mama Ade whispered, "My daughter, could you bring me some water?" Lara paused, turned, looked at Mama Ade as if she'd asked for the moon. "There's water in the kitchen. You know where it is." And she walked away. Mama Ade sat there, stunned, hurt, but she didn't cry. She had learned long ago that tears don't change hearts. Only God does. So she prayed instead. She whispered, "Lord, let her heart be softened. Let love enter where pride has made a home." Later that afternoon, Mama Ade felt dizzy. She hadn't eaten all day. The housemaid, a young girl named Blessing, noticed. "Mama, are you okay?" "I'm fine, my child. Just a little tired." But she wasn't fine. By evening, she could barely stand. Ade came home from a meeting and found his mother lying on the couch, her face pale, her body trembling. "Mama, what's wrong?" "I'm fine, my son. Just a little weak." "Have you eaten?" Silence. "Mama, have you eaten today?" She shook her head. Ede's heart shattered. He turned to Lara, who was in the bedroom watching TV. "Lara, did you not see that my mother was unwell?" Lara shrugged. "She's a grown woman, Ade. She can take care of herself." "She's not just a grown woman. She's my mother. And I'm your wife. Or have you forgotten?" The argument escalated. Words flew like knives. But nothing cut deeper than what Lara said next. "I didn't marry you to become her maid. If she wants food, she can serve herself." Ade stood there, speechless, frozen. And for the first time since the wedding, he saw his wife clearly. Not as the woman he fell in love with, but as the woman she had chosen to become. He turned away, without another word, went to the kitchen and prepared a plate of rice and stew for his mother. He sat beside her, feeding her gently, the way she had fed him when he was a child. Tears streamed down his face. Mama Ade touched his cheek. "It's fine, my son. A mother must never be a burden." Those words broke him, because the mother should never have to say that, never have to feel that. And in that moment, Ade made a decision. If you believe no mother deserves to be treated this way, pause for a second. Hit the like button right now. Let's stand for love and respect. And check the description below to support this channel by grabbing a copy of my eBooks. For the next few days, Ade acted normal, calm. He went to work. He came home. He kissed Lara on the forehead. He smiled at his mother, but inside, he was planning something that would change everything. One Sunday morning, Ade called Lara into the living room. Mama Ade had mysteriously left early that morning. Lara assumed she'd gone to church. "Lara, my mother has gone back to the village for a while." Lara's eyes lit up. "Really? When did she leave?" "This morning. She said she didn't want to be a burden." "Oh." Lara tried to hide her relief, but it was written all over her face. "That's probably for the best. She'll be more comfortable there." It nodded slowly. "Yes. So now, you'll handle everything at home, just as you wanted. No interference, no help." Just you and me. Lara smiled. Perfect. That's how marriage should be. I agree. The next morning, Lara woke up to a strange sound. Sweeping. She rubbed her eyes, confused. It was 6 a.m. She walked into the living room and froze. Ade was sweeping the floor. Ade, what are you doing? Cleaning. But why? That's why we have a maid. I gave Blessing the week off. We don't need help, remember? Just you and me. Lara laughed nervously. Okay, but you don't have to. I want to. He continued sweeping. Then he went to the kitchen and started cooking. Lara followed, bewildered. Ade, seriously, what's going on? I'm making breakfast. Sit down. I can cook. No, I'll handle it. And he did. He cooked. He served her. He washed the dishes. He did the laundry. He mopped the floors. He scrubbed the bathroom. He did everything Mama Ade had done, silently, without complaint, without expectation of thanks. At first, Lara thought it was sweet. Romantic even. My husband is so thoughtful, she told her friends. But by the third day, she started to worry. Ade was exhausted. His eyes had dark circles. His hands were raw from washing. Ade, please stop. You're going to make yourself sick. I'm fine. You're not fine. Let me help. No. You wanted to run this home your way, so let me run it mine. By the 5th day, Ade could barely stand. He collapsed on the kitchen floor while washing dishes. Lara screamed, rushed to his side, cradled his head in her lap. Ade, Ade, please. What are you doing to yourself? He looked up at her, his eyes filled with pain. Not physical, but something deeper. Now you understand. Understand what? How it feels to serve someone who doesn't value you. To give everything and receive nothing. To be invisible. Lara's breath caught. My mother, Ade whispered, did all of this every single day, without complaining, without expecting reward. And you treated her like she was nothing. Tears filled Lara's eyes. I didn't mean. You did. You meant every word, every look, every dismissal. You broke her heart, Lara, and you didn't even notice. He pulled himself up slowly, walked to the bedroom, and closed the door. Lara sat on the kitchen floor, surrounded by dirty dishes and the weight of her own guilt. For the first time since the wedding, she saw herself clearly, and she hated what she saw. That night, Lara couldn't sleep. She wandered the house like a ghost, haunted by memories she had tried to bury. Mama Ade's gentle smile, the way she always asked, have you eaten, my daughter? The way she prayed silently, in the corner, never asking for attention. The way she served everyone, before serving herself. Lara found herself in the guest room where Mama Ade had slept. The bed was made. The room was spotless, and on the nightstand, there was a Bible. Old, worn, pages yellowed with time. Lara opened it, and inside, she found a note, written in shaky handwriting. Lord, I prayed for my son to find a wife who will love him more than I do. Bless her, soften her heart, help her see that family is not a burden, but a blessing. Amen. Lara's tears fell on the page, smudging the ink. She collapsed on the bed, sobbing, deep, guttural sobs that came from a place she didn't know existed. Because she realized something devastating. Mama Ade had been praying for her, even while she was being disrespected, even while she was being rejected. She had been praying for the woman who treated her like a stranger, That kind of love is rare. That kind of love is holy. And Lara had trampled on it. If you believe pride destroys love, tap the like button right now. And check the description below to grab a copy of my ebooks to support my channel. The next morning, Lara made a decision. She didn't tell Aid. She didn't ask permission. She simply got in her car and drove. 5 hours. Through traffic. Through rain. Through doubt. Until she reached the village. It was nothing like Lagos. No skyscrapers. No paved roads. Just red earth and zinc-roofed houses and children playing barefoot in the dust. Lara felt out of place in her designer dress and heels, but she didn't care. She asked for directions. An old man pointed to a small house at the edge of the village. Lara's heart pounded as she approached. She knocked. The door opened. Mama Ade stood there, surprise flickering across her face. "Lara, what are you doing here?" Lara couldn't speak. Her throat was tight. Her vision blurred with tears. So she did the only thing she could do. She fell to her knees. "Mama, please, forgive me." Mama Ade gasped. "My daughter, stand up." "No, I need to say this. I was wrong. So wrong. I treated you like you are nothing. I forgot that you're the reason Ade exists. You're the reason I have a husband to love. You sacrificed everything for him. And I gave you nothing but pain." Mama Ade knelt down beside her, tears streaming down her own face. She took Lara's hands in hers, hands that were rough, calloused, marked by years of hard work. "My daughter, do you know what family means?" Lara shook her head. "Family means loving when it's hard, serving when it's thankless, forgiving when it hurts. I don't need your perfection, Lara. I just need your heart. I don't deserve your forgiveness. None of us deserve the grace we receive, but we give it anyway, because love is not about deserve. Love is about choice." They held each other in the doorway of that small house. Two women who had been at war, now surrendering to something greater than pride, the choice to love. When they returned to Lagos together, Ade was in his study. He heard the door open, heard voices, walked out, and froze. Mama Ade and Lara, laughing, talking, holding hands. He couldn't believe it. Lara turned to him, her eyes red but shining. "I brought her home, Aid, where she belongs." That evening, Lara cooked for the first time since Mama Ade had arrived. She asked for help. She asked for recipes. She asked for stories. And Mama Ade taught her not just how to cook, but how to serve with love. When the food was ready, Lara did something she had never done before. She prepared a plate, walked to the living room where Mama Ade sat, and knelt down beside her. "Mama, I made this for you. It's probably not as good as yours, but I made it with love." Mama Ade's tears flowed freely. She took the plate, blessed the food, and took a bite. "It's perfect, my daughter, because it's made with a humble heart." Ade watched from the doorway, his own tears falling silently, because he realized something profound. The greatest punishment is not revenge, it's realization. And the greatest healing is not time, it's humility. If you believe forgiveness is stronger than pride, hit that like button right now. And check the link in the description to grab my ebooks that support stories like this. 6 months passed. The house in Lekki was different now, not because anything physical had changed, but because the spirit inside had transformed. Lara and Mama Ade cooked together. They laughed together. They prayed together. Lara learned to make jollof rice the village way. Mama Ade learned to use the washing machine. They became what they were always meant to be, mother and daughter. One evening, as the sun set over the lagoon, the three of them sat on the veranda. Ade held Lara's hand. Mama Ade rocked gently in her chair. Lara spoke softly. "Mama, can I tell you something?" "Of course, my daughter." "I was so afraid of losing myself in marriage. I thought serving meant weakness. I thought humility meant erasure. But you taught me something. True strength is not in pride, it's in love. And the greatest power we have is the power to choose kindness." Mama Ade smiled. "Do you know what I prayed for every day?" "What?" "That God would break whatever needed to break in both of us, so love could enter. Broken things let the light in, my daughter. And now, look at how bright we shine." Ade squeezed Lara's hand. She squeezed back. And in that moment, they understood. Sometimes, the greatest punishment is not revenge, it's realization. Sometimes, we lose our peace, not because we are weak, but because we refuse to bend. Sometimes, the woman who seems like an obstacle is actually the bridge to becoming the person we were meant to be. Lara had thought she was strong when she stood her ground, but real strength came when she fell to her knees. She had thought humility would diminish her, but it actually completed her. Because pride builds walls, but love builds homes. What would you have done if you were in Lara's shoes? Would you have the courage to admit you were wrong? Or would pride keep you in chains? More importantly, do you have a Mama Ade in your life? Someone who loves quietly, serves without applause, and forgives without conditions. Don't wait until it's too late to honor them. Don't wait until they are gone to realize their worth. This story is a mirror. Look into it. What do you see? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me, has pride ever cost you a relationship? Has humility ever healed one? Let's talk. Let's learn. Let's grow together. And if this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Because every week, I bring you stories that don't just entertain, they transform. Remember, the home you build is not made of bricks and mortar. It's made of respect, humility, and love. Choose wisely. Until next time, may your heart be humble, your love be boundless, and your home be filled with peace.